There you go. I gotta put it on this one so I can see myself and everything. Oh man, I'm live. I'm doing it big. I'm real now, guys. I'm official. All right, so we're gonna wait for half a second. I guess I can start. The baby hungry. I don't know. We are making biscuits and gravy. So I figured why not use this as our first time going live to make some biscuits. Super simple and something just about anybody can do. So, can you hear me okay? Yes, great. So yeah, just some biscuits, biscuits and gravy. So it's about 2 cups of flour, a tablespoon of baking powder, a tablespoon of sugar, a teaspoon of salt, and then about a third of a cup or 3/4 of a cup of milk, and 6 tablespoons of butter. It's super simple. Like, it's not even really hard to make. It's gonna take me 20 minutes to make these biscuits. So the trick that I use with the butter, it says 6 tablespoons. I use the whole stick because I like them really buttery. And then also freeze the butter so it's super cold. You want it as cold as possible when you start cutting it up. You can't eat. What happened? Or you can't eat biscuits because of carbs and you on keto like everybody else. Ramadan. Oh. Well, you can make biscuits for dinner after sundown, right? Yeah, biscuits, like, I love breakfast for dinner, so I would do it all the time, like pancakes and waffles and bacon. Well, just in general, just. I think somebody's at my door. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. That was actually random. Somebody ordered grass. Like just random pieces of grass. 60 pieces or something like that. Anyways. So I'm chopping the butter up. And then put the butter in there. Alright. I preheated the oven to 425. So these are gonna be done super quick. I don't have my cutting boards yet, so or at least they're not intact and I can't find them. So we're just using a cable. So you can also do this in like the food processor, but it's a pain in the butt to do it with butter. Hey, what's going on? So it's a pain. It's really hard to do it with butter because it sticks to the side and it gets stuck in the little blades. So I'd rather do it by hand. That way I know that it gets cut. I get everything. The butter is not really cheap. Alright, so the butter is mixed in. You can see the big chunks in there, right? There you go. I don't know if you can see that very well. But big chunks of butter, and that's what you really want. You want it to be chunky. So that way, when it's cooking, the butter melts. The butter melts in into the flour and really gets it that butter flavor and that crispy, like the butter all the way throughout, right? Today I'm not going for any of the layers that I normally try and do with the folding of the pastry, because that's just too much work right now and I'm in a hurry. Alright, let's see what this looks like. It's a little sticky for my taste, so I'm gonna add some more flour. So like I was saying, it's 2 cups of flour and about 3/4 cup of milk. I did add too much milk there, so I can add a little more flour to get it so it's not so sticky. Alright, that's better. And the one thing that I did forget that I really like doing with pastries these days is wearing gloves. So I'll be right back. I gotta get my gloves. Alright, so I like wearing gloves because it actually helps to keep the heat of your hands off the biscuits, because you want the butter to be still chunky when you put it inside the oven, and also it helps to clean up, right? So you don't have to get all this all over your hands. You can really get hands on with it, and when you need it a little bit to get everything all incorporated. Alright, so I'm just kneading and trying to get all the flour that I added into it and get it all moisturized. Get these out the way. And there we go. We have a little biscuit dough. That it helps, not that it works, right? Not every time. All right, so biscuit is basically done. Like you can just take this and chop it up and put it inside the oven. That's all really there is to it. And the main thing I really wanted to guarantee here, get close to the camera, so you can see that there's little pieces of butter throughout it. And that's what you really want when you're making the biscuits. I don't know if you can see that very well. Let me get a little closer. There you go. Right up in your face. So you want the pieces of butter in there. That way when it melts, you get that moist, it is not all dry. No one likes dry biscuits, right? All right, so I can't find my my cookie cutters or biscuit cutter. So we're gonna do a little different today. Today we're gonna do square biscuits. So all we're gonna do is take the bench cutter and cut it on the sides. Get it to about that, and then just cut squares out of it. So these ones are a little small, so I want them a little bigger. And so what I did before the string went live is I lined this baking sheet with parchment paper because it really helps with sticking. All right. So same thing with the leftovers, combine them back together, and then cut the pieces out. Like I said, we're not really too worried about the size because you can't really be too specific once you don't have a biscuit cutter. And I'm not doing layers this time, and I'm also in a hurry. This last one, I'm gonna cut the sides off and then throw the scraps away. Or actually, I'll just form it into the shape that I want and then cut the sides as little as possibly can. So you see, as the butter starts to melt and get really in there, it gets even more sticky and it gets all over the place. So that's why you want to hurry up and use the butter as cold as possible. And then this little one, we just throw it into a ball and boop. All right, that's it for biscuits. Like, that's how easy biscuits are. Biscuits are done. Like, it's not many, but they're already done. So now we just throw these in the oven. For about 12 minutes, and then that's it. So, now that everything's, that's done. Let's clean the kitchen a little bit. Alright, so kitchen's looking a little better. So now we're gonna go over to the stove and we're gonna try and make some sausage gravy. So let me just grab this and take you guys with me. Hope that works. That's good enough. So today we're making biscuits and gravy. Let me see. Turn just a little bit. Okay, so we're making biscuits and gravy today. And so we've already made the biscuits and they're already in the oven. So now we're gonna make the gravy. So the little difference here is that Baby doesn't eat pork. So Yanni doesn't eat pork at all. So we're using turkey sausage for the gravy. And the problem with turkey sausage, it doesn't release much fat. So what we're gonna have to do is add a little bit of help for it. So you can do this in this case, you can do this with like vegetable oil or canola oil if you want to. I'm going to do, wait, hold on, what did I miss? Oh, okay. I'm glad you like it. Bring back some fond memories. So I'm gonna use a little bit of butter to give it that little bit of extra oil that it needs to form really that roux that you need for the gravy to get thick. Not much, but like Ashley said, you use some butter. But some people are really butter conscious, so they don't like using butter like that. So that you can use other oils like olive oil or whatever if you want to. I am not. You see, I use a stick of butter in my biscuits, so I'm gonna use butter for this as well. Just gotta wait for the turkey to cook up a little bit. And then for this one, I do it all by, most of my cooking, I do it all by just feel. It feels like enough salt. It feels like enough flour. So, unfortunately, that means that in doing like tutorials, it's really hard because I can't just tell you. I can't tell you, oh, it's exactly 1 tablespoon of flour to make your perfect roux. But, I'll get there. Yes, baby, more butter. Butter is the spice. Butter is everything. You need butter. Let me get the butter really quickly. Alright, so I got my butter. And now we're just waiting for the turkey sausage to pick up. So, since that's going to take a couple minutes here, how you guys doing? What's up? What's been going on? How's Discord? I think I'm gonna do about 2 tablespoons of butter to see what that looks like first. Like, even though I'm following recipes, I find that most recipes that I follow, like to the T, they're flavorless. Like, they're missing seasonings. Whether it be like, all you ask for is salt and pepper. Well, I'm gonna throw in some seasoned salt instead of salt and pepper. Instead of salt, I'm gonna use garlic powder and onion powder as well. So it's so that's the same thing I do with regular recipes. I rarely, if ever, just follow recipes to the T because I know that with my flavor palette, with my tongue, like my taste buds, I need more than just salt and pepper to season anything. Alright, so turkey sausage is starting to heat up and starting to release some of its juices. I don't really care about those juices because they're not really, it's not fat. I feel like it's just water. So we need some actual fat in there. So we're just gonna wait for it to actually brown a little bit more. Or brown at all. Follows recipes, yeah. People do that. People follow it to the T and then you see read the comments on most recipes online. You see that they all have they're all like, they have people commenting saying, oh, this is flavorless, or this needs more of this needs more of that. I'm like, well, it's to taste, right? That everything says salt and pepper to taste. Well, I'm gonna season salt and pepper and garlic powder and onion powder and maybe some MSG, some accent to my taste, and you can do it to your taste. Thanks, Ashley. Thanks a lot. Hey, Faye. Ashley, I'm pretty sure you can buy her a sublimation printer too, right? You know, wink, wink. Birthday's coming up. But no, yeah, we're just about there with the browning, you know. Not really. It's really just starting. I should have turned the pan on a little bit earlier so it's already hot. So let's check on the biscuits. Yep. Butter's coming out, and it's probably gonna help get flaky. Yes, it's the first live cooking in the new kitchen. I would give you a tour, but you know, this is like the part you can see is like the good part of the kitchen. So we're gonna leave the unpacked part out of the frame. Perfect, you know. So now that turkey sausage is really weird. It doesn't crumble at first. It's really sticky, and it's kind of doesn't look like anything. But then once it starts to get some heat to it, it starts to clump together a little bit, and then it'll crumble. So you don't want to manhandle it too much, like I'm doing right now, honestly, because then you get just really small pieces, and you don't really want that. You still want some chunks in your gravy. So I gotta stop touching it for a little while, and that's my problem. So I'm cooking a lot of food. I tend to overhandle most of my food, so I gotta stop that. That's my goal. Is to try and stop manhandling my food. Hello from California. Hey Shayna. Yeah, June's here. Like, I mean, this is it's already the end of April. May is around the corner. That's gonna fly by, and then boom, there you go. Already gonna be in June. All right, so the turkey sausage is getting browner. So we're gonna give it just a little bit longer before I throw this butter in there, and then we're gonna add the flour and the milk. All right, so the biscuits are going. So this, our new oven, it's nice and it's Wi-Fi enabled and everything. The one problem I have with it, that it doesn't have convection bake. So I don't really like how it heats. It doesn't bake evenly. So I'm gonna have to rotate the biscuits in about 3 or 4 minutes here, just to make sure it gets browned on all the sides. Convection bake is perfect for that because it does make sure that the heat is distributed through the oven perfectly. All right, we're almost there. So I'm gonna throw this butter in now, so it can start getting the extra oils that we need. Gonna get hungry. If you get hungry, just go make biscuits. I'll share the recipe I use in Discord, just so that you can have it, as well as I'll post it to the description box here eventually when I get done here, clearly. Because I didn't think about doing that beforehand, to be honest. This is more of a spur of the moment thing. We were at the grocery store, and I was just like, you know what? Why not just do this for our first live? It's something simple. I know how to make biscuits. I've made them 100 times, so it's it'll be less on that the anxiety or like the fear of pressing the go live button. That's what stops most people, right? It's like that fear of going live to the internet. So you want to push it and get it started and get going. All right, so it's all browned, and you see there, it's all browned, and it has a butter at the bottom there. So the butter did mix with the water. It's a little more water than I'm used to, just because I haven't used this brand of turkey sausage before, but it's good enough. So now I just take the flour, and again, by eye, just throw it in there. So that's about 1.5 tablespoons. So you'll get it mixed up really good. And then see if you need more flour. In this case, I do need a little bit more flour because it was more liquid than I was expecting. And it's really cakey. Just a little bit though. There we go. So now we're just gonna cook the flour for a little bit, because you don't want that flour taste in your gravy. So that's why you cook it out, and that's the roux that I was talking about. So flour is cooking nice. All right, so now you have that nice flavor right there. So once flour starts to cook and then mixed with that butter, you get a nice woodsy flavor. It's really hard to describe it, but it's real like nutty. That's what it is. It's a nutty flavor that you smell. Once you smell that, then you can add your milk. Cold milk is absolutely best. That way it doesn't clump up. And then you just mix it together. So once the milk starts to heat up, the flour is going to release from the sausage. That's really when your gravy is going to start thickening it up. And now is when you want to start looking at your seasonings, your salt and pepper. So for gravies, I typically only use salt and pepper. You shouldn't need much more than that. And I know I'm going to have to add more milk, but I just want to see where it's at for right now. So it's going to be hard to show you the biscuits before I rotate them. But just like I was talking about, one side of them is more brown than the other. So I did want to rotate those really quickly. So the gravy is starting to thicken up a little bit. So I know baby likes it really loose. So I'm gonna make sure that it has that, add more milk to get loosened up. And then salt and pepper to taste. And I use seasoning salt. I use Lawry's instead of regular salt in most cases. I just like the flavor of it. But for gravy, I prefer the really strong peppery taste. So I add a lot of pepper to it. So as you can see, it's already starting to thicken up. If you can see that really well. So right now it's that watery, it's that real liquidy and real loose consistency that Ediani likes. So now we just turn it down and let this simmer just for a couple more minutes here to get that all the way. Oh, excuse me. A couple minutes here. And then this is when it really starts to thicken up. And then you're going to watch it. Oh, the pepper got me. Excuse me. You're going to watch it because you see how it was just a couple seconds ago. And now it's really clumpy. It's really, 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 really thick. So then you just add milk till you get your desired consistency. Hey Anna. If I miss anybody else, hello everybody. I'm trying to just talk and not really trust some baby there to handle chat. Alright, so I added a little bit of milk, mixed it all in there. And you can see it's right back to where you were. So that's what you want to do. Just make sure you watch it. You put it on simmer and you keep watching it, and then you just taste it to make sure that it has the flavor that you want. And if it's not, you season it more to your taste. So you want it thick like that, so it can coat the back of a spoon, you know. So I think it needs more salt and pepper. Definitely more pepper, and just a little bit more salt. And this is where I use regular salt. I know I just use seasoning salt, but this is where I use regular salt. So seasoning salt, the flavor of the seasoning salt is already in there, and that's great. But now I want like the small changes. Now when I'm doing like the fine tuning of the dish, now I'm gonna use regular salt because I don't need that much. I just need a little bit extra salt to bring out the more flavor. And I can do that with just regular salt instead of seasoning salt, which can be overpowering. All right, so there we go. Very tasty. And just like that, we have a relatively loose gravy. As you can see. And now the biscuits are done. And bring you guys back over here. And there you go. Biscuits and gravy. So let me get a plate really quickly. Those aren't gonna work. So let me get a bowl really quick, a plate really quickly, and pick one of the smaller ones, right here. So we have the brown bottoms there, and then the brown tops. And then if you break it together, you see it's very moist in the middle. Like my fingers have butter on them, just because they're still buttery in the middle, but we had those chunks of butter in there while you're cooking it. So I just break the biscuit in half. Slather the gravy, and there you go. Very easy biscuits and gravy. It pairs best with, I like it with like a over medium egg, and with some fruit or some bacon, because bacon goes with everything. But because baby doesn't eat pork, today, while we're here, I'm going to do a fruit. We're gonna do a fruit basket. So let me get my stuff out. Let me clean up a little bit. Turn it back this way if I can see chat. All right, so we're gonna start off with pineapple. Cut the little skins off there. Try to leave as much of the flesh as I possibly can, but sometimes you get more than you want it. It's fine. Not really a big deal. And then just turn it around, make sure you got everything. Alright, it's good enough for government work. Let's get this in the trash. Right, so I don't mind the core. I actually like eating the core. I like the crunch and how tough it is in contrast with the soft flesh. So I typically just cut it into rings just like that and serve it as is, because the core has that tough feeling to it, but not everybody likes that. So what you can do is cut around the core and save the core for later. And then you can just cut the pineapple to decide the chunk that you want. Let me wash this bowl out so we can use that. got our bowl. We got our bowl. So the pineapple is just for a fruit salad. Because we already have the turkey sausage and the gravy. And I'm going to have egg with mine. But it needs something more just than just biscuits and gravy, in my opinion. I know some people from the South would say that's perfectly fine, just biscuits and gravy by itself. But that's not for me. I like a full, balanced meal. So, clean up my area really quickly. Get these all in a bowl. I'm gonna go ahead and pineapple wasn't quite ready actually, to be honest. It could have sat there for a couple more days, but it'll be okay. So we're gonna pair the pineapple with some grapes and strawberries. And we're gonna rinse these off really quickly. All right, so let's go ahead and get rid of some of these bad grapes and just thinking about just tossing the grapes in a bowl. No need to do anything crazy with them. You could go ahead and half them just so it gets some more. You get more for your buck, right? You get more grapes, but it's fine as is. I was actually going to get some more fruit to go with it a little later. I wanted like a watermelon maybe. But it's just not quite watermelon season. So the watermelon that I've seen are really like the personal size ones or the small ones. And I want one with some gusto. Like I want the big ones. So for the strawberries, we're just going to cut them in quarters. I was going to go half. And I was like, nah, let's go quarters instead. Cut the tops off. Then cut them down the middle. And then middle again. And then toss them in the bowl. And just watching out for any soft spots or the strawberries to get rid of those as well. Alright, so I do have to take a second here and look up on chat, see if there's any questions for me. Alright, so I think I did about half the bucket of strawberries, maybe a little more. So now I'm going to go ahead and toss this fruit so we can get an even distribution. Obviously, we did a whole pineapple and just a couple of grapes, a couple of stems of grapes, and then half a thing of strawberries. So the pineapples are going to be most prevalent in here, but that's fine. I like pineapple, baby likes pineapple, so you just keep it to your own, like what you want, and then you just toss it. I know it's going to be everywhere, but it's fine. And there we go. We got a little fruit salad to go with our biscuits and gravy. Oh, my shirt's got wet. It's all right. So, there we go. Let's get a little bowl. Get out some fruit salad. And there we go. There is breakfast. Any questions? Oh, so since there's no questions really, I'm gonna go ahead and fry up my egg real quick because I want to fry the egg with my biscuits and gravy. Baby can come eat right now. The biscuits in the oven for about between 10 and 15 minutes. These ones were about 12 minutes. It really just depends on how your heating is gone, how your oven heats. So if it heats really evenly and really like perfectly around, this is going to be about 10 minutes. This one was really good. It's pretty good actually. I don't really have a problem with it. So this one was about 12 minutes in the oven. And then but really you would just check for your level of brownness on top. And then you want the bottoms to be crisp. But then once that's done, you just break it open. You can see that they're done in the middle. So it's about 12 minutes, 12 to 15, what I really would go for, what I really would shoot for at 425. Very tasty. So to fry my egg, I'm gonna use canola oil. Because we don't have any pan or anything like that. So, get some canola oil in the pan, start it up, heat it up, and then once that's heated to the right temperature, we just throw the egg in there. I mean, I'm pretty sure you know how to fry an egg, right? I know you don't want eggs, baby, but you can come. Your food's ready. You can come eat whenever. So I got the camera for, I don't know if you probably noticed at this point, but I got my phone on the chat as well so I can see the chat. That makes no sense, but you get the point. One thing I really do like about this oven is that it heats the glass top heats really quickly and really evenly. And plus, if you take the pan off, it registers that there's nothing on top of it, and then it turns off. Yeah, that's what I said. See, baby got it. See. All right. So while that's heating up, I will clean up a little bit just so we can. That's one thing I'm working. That's my goal for this year, is to, when I'm cooking, clean up as I cook, so that way I'm not left with a pile of dishes once it's all said and done. My biggest problem right now is that I'll cook and then I'm definitely not going to clean after I cook. Like, I'm tired, I'm done cooking, right? But there's a mountain of dishes from where I was working because I wasn't doing any cleaning as I was cooking. So that's something I'm trying to work on this year. All right, so the pan is heated up enough. I lied, it's not heated up enough. I thought it was. So, yeah, she won't be in chat, but she'll be right here reading the chat and responding to you. What? Exactly. She can chat from my phone. So again, seasoning salt over regular salt for even for my eggs. A little pepper. And I'm just gonna have one egg right now because this is easiest for my plate because it's been sitting out there for so long, right? So I'm gonna make baby plate right now. Because she doesn't want any eggs today, she's gonna get 2 biscuits, just break them in half, and then just same as before, slide them with gravy. So one thing you'll notice, and I didn't really mention really, is that as the gravy sits, it will thicken up. So you want to keep an eye out for that.
Hello.
So you want to keep an eye out for your thickened gravy and add a little bit of milk to loosen it back up.
Where am I at, baby?
Right here.
Oh. Damn, that's a lot.
Oh, you're not getting eggs this time. And voila.
Voila! Look at mine. Yeah.
So I made her obviously more than she needs, but I like to do that to make she can eat as much as she wants to, and then whenever she gets full, she can just stop wherever she's at.
That's how it be all the time. And then
So?
baby eats my leftovers sometimes.
Exactly.
Butter on butter on butter. More butter.
So, any questions on how to make biscuits? Like I said, I'll post a recipe in Discord, and I'll put it in the description of this video. If you're gonna watch it back and watch how I do it, it's really, 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 really simple. Like I said, it took me about 20 minutes to make biscuits,
Not even.
and 12 of that is in the oven. It's really quick. So let me just clean up a little bit.
Now the tasting part.
How to take it, you don't know.
Well, for me, it's always delicious. Baby has yet to make some bad biscuits and gravy. The biscuits are moist and flaky. The gravy, I mean, the gravy's on point. I don't know. How do you describe gravy? Yeah, I don't know how to describe gravy, but it's delicious. And
Excuse the noise for a little bit.
but the biscuits are like my favorite part, I think. Because it's crunchy, like on the outside. And like soft and moist on the inside. It's great. Yeah, baby.
It's just like keep going after like that.
You're breaking ears and shit.
I said excuse the noise.
Xander is with my parents because Jerry is leaving tomorrow and I work tomorrow. Because they still got me working days. But now I'm going to be at the facility that I'm actually going to be working at permanently. So tomorrow they have me working 8 to 4. Monday I'm off again. And then Tuesday also 8 to 4. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is 2 to 10. So since Jerry's gonna be gone and I'm gonna be working, we just took him to my parents' house. Until Jerry comes back, God knows when. I don't know when he's coming back.
3 weeks. May 14th, I think they said.
Me too.
That should be really cool if she would have been able to come. Because then it'd be like you guys could have met up while I'm working.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you'll let me play with that embroidery machine. And I don't think that we've even, or me personally, been to Maryland. I don't think.
I've been there just in passing because I went to Washington, D.C. That's really close by. And then I've been to Boston.
Never been to DC either. Oh look, baby, she said we could do like a double date. I'll be down for a double date.
That's what I'm saying. It would have been really cool if they come up. Maybe next time, 'cause I'm pretty sure it'll be next time when I go up there for the next portion of training, for engineering training. Maybe. Maybe next time we can plan a better trip.
Oh yeah. Cause hopefully by then they'll have me on my normal schedule. So I would only be working Saturday night, Sunday night, and Monday night. So then I have like basically Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off.
So, we've transitioned from the cooking portion to the eating portion. We had a fried egg with the biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, I like that schedule. It's hard. Like, I don't want to say too much. But under normal circumstances, it would have been fine. But now, with, you know, things change and whatnot, I'm just kind of like, man, it's long hours and I'm sleepy all the time. But, anyways, I'll make it. We'll make it. That pineapple's not bad. It's actually pretty good.
The piece that I had, it was wasn't ripe enough yet. There's a couple of like sweet pieces in there that I saw, but most of them are like really white, like this one.
So what do you think about your biscuits and gravy? He demolished his. Look at that. So I guess you liked it.
Oh yeah. I feel like I've made it so many times now that I've gotten a technique and everything down that I like to use for mine and the flavor that I'm looking for. So, barring like not having the ingredients that I want or all the seasonings, there's rarely a time where I'm like, oh, it tastes bad or something's wrong with it.
And by that he means you can't have pork in his gravy.
I mean, at this point, we've had turkey sausage gravy for so many times that it's it's a non-issue.
But anyways,
When I first started making the turkey gravy with soft turkey sausage, I would do both. I would do one sausage gravy and one turkey sausage because I wanted the pork still. But you know, you just try the turkey sausage gravy. It's like, wait, it's actually not that bad. It has still has a meaty sausage flavor. As long as you add enough pepper and like salt and give it the flavor, it's not really a big deal.
well, Well, you guys, Jerry done finished his food. Like legit. So, I hope y'all enjoyed this first little cook with Jerry situation.
Thanks for coming and hanging out with me as I make some biscuits and gravy.
Sorry, I have food in my mouth. And yeah, we'll see y'all in Discord or wherever next time on live. I'm gonna try to go live once my schedule goes to like normal, instead of like working random hours, random days and stuff. So
Glad you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, let me know in Discord what you guys thought about it, like what you think I should change. I think that let me know, and then we can go from there, make some changes to the.
I also like suggestions.
Yeah, that works as well. So we have some suggestions for cooking streams and just really general tips. Okay. Well, on that note, see you guys later and have a great day.
Bye, y'all.